We're talking about how do you make your husband fall back in love with you again? You know, it's not an easy thing to do, particularly if you've let yourself go. I'm going to talk about dressing to impress today. And are we dressing to impress him just so that he'll look at us? Maybe. But I do believe the first person we have to impress is ourselves. You know, if you look in the mirror and you don't like what you see, what you going to do about it? I know that's kind of harsh, but you can't change what you see right now unless you do something different. You know, you may have been married 10 years, 15 years, 20, 30, or maybe 40 years like I have. And I can tell you, this does not look like it looked 40 years ago. Neither does the rest of it look like it did 40 years ago. But I have tried my best through the years to look my best for what I've got. This is what I've got. I've got gray hair. It's curly. It got curlier once I went through the change of life. I've now got wrinkles. I now have to wear these beautiful glasses. Now I can really see you. And I like them because they kind of cover up these wrinkles under my eyes. You know, they say that one of the things that a guy likes the most and he's attracted to the most is this smile. And what that comes is from loving your life, loving you and loving who you are, loving who God's made you. You know, you know, we're married. Your husband's married to one wife, hopefully, for now, to the rest of your life, or his life. And you're his, well, I might sound a little sexist saying this, but you're his woman. You're the one he can look at. By God's design and God's plan, you're his mate. We don't want him looking at other women, and sometimes guys do, but you really want him to look at you. I know you may not like what you see, but gals, if you don't like what you see, you're not the one looking at it. Let him look. He loves you. And how to get him to fall back in love? Dress to impress. First off, let me give you some tips here. Well, I'm going to give some tips about how to dress to impress. But first off, we have to dress to impress yourself. I started doing these videos about 2 years ago, weekly videos, or about 3 times a month, actually. I take a break in the middle of the month. And I realized that I did not like the way I looked when I looked in the mirror or in this camera. I had colored my hair and it was kind of splotchy. It didn't look right. The cut wasn't quite right for what I wanted to look like it in the camera. I had glasses that didn't really fit my eyes, and I realized I needed to do those. I was wearing some makeup that wasn't quite appropriate for what I looked like. And I needed to figure out how to get clothes and hair to all do what I wanted them to do. And so I did a video makeover. I decided myself I was going to get myself a makeover. Hi, Rhonda, glad you're here. We're glad you're here. We're talking about how are we going to impress our men. Now, I don't mean to be silly. I don't mean that you have to look like a model. Fact is, those models don't really look like that. They're airbrushed most of the time in the cameras and in the magazine. That means they take them and they sculpt them just exactly the way they want them to look. Well, we could have somebody do that to us too, but we still got this. Whatever this is for you, you've still got this. This is what you've got at this moment. I want you to embrace it and love yourself for the way you are right now. Your shape may have changed. Things may have shifted place. Just saying. Things might jiggle that didn't jiggle before. Got these wrinkles that weren't there. You can't see everything unless you wear glasses, which is a good thing when you want your husband to see you, because he can look and you can't see a lot. I can't see a lot. You're kind of fuzzy. So let me put back on my glasses. So we're going to dress to impress. But what can we do? Have you seen those women who you admire? I remember walking down the streets in Germany, and we lived 9 years in Germany while my husband was in the military, and walking down and seeing these ladies that were standing up straight, as straight as they could. They walked a lot, so they had kept their figures relatively slender. But the big thing that caught my eye was their smile and dressing so they were in nice clothes that fit their bodies. I want you to think about that. How are you going to make yourself look in a way that fits your body? But let's back up just a little bit more. Okay, I'm backing up. Take care of yourself. Several years ago, I went into the doctor for a 6 month checkup, and she'd done some blood work, and she said, Joyce, did you know that you're pre-diabetic? Right on that borderline? I said, no, I didn't know that. I thought to think about it though, and my dad had been diabetic, and all of his brothers and sisters had been diabetic. I said, so well, I guess it runs in the family. And so I had a choice. I tried taking the medicine. I got very sick. I could either let it go until I needed insulin, and she told me about the effects of doing that, or I could decide to do something different. One of my goals as a married wife is to live as long as I can, as healthy as I can, and out of the hospital as I can, so that I can be the best wife and enjoy as many years as God gives us with my husband. Let me just repeat that again. I want to be as healthy as I can, to be as happy as I can, and to be the best wife I can for my husband, to live as many years as we can together. Why? Because I love this man. I married him almost 42 years ago, 42, 43 years ago, and I love him. And so we have both made this commitment to take care of ourselves. Years ago, before my mama passed on to be with the Lord, she had just had knee surgery, and she had some other things done. And my mom was a really good example. Even clear into her 80s, she was swimming at the pool an hour 3 times a week. She did a 1 to 2 mile walk every day, first thing in the morning. And then as she watched the evening news, she rode her stationary bike. So I called her a senior triathlete, kind of jokingly. But she was swimming, walking, and biking. Well, it wasn't quite running, it was walking. But she was doing all those things that can keep our bodies together. So what do we do? How do we take care of ourselves? First off, I want to encourage you, if you have not been to the doctor recently, make an appointment. When I talk to people about their priorities, we talk about, first off, making God first in your life. But then the second priority is taking care of our personal health. It's when we do that, we take care of ourselves, that we then have the energy, time, and ability to give to others in our family. Let me tell you a story. We were stationed in Leavenworth, Kansas at the time, and our 2 sons were in junior high age, and my husband had just finished a course and had graduated. That was his graduation day. And his parents were driving up from Texas to come see us and spend that time with us. We were also getting ready to move. We were going on to our next duty station. And we woke up that morning, and our son had a horrible cough. And I knew it was really bad. He'd had some problems with bronchitis and things like that before. So I took him into the emergency room, and we waited the 3 hours to see the doctor. Now, at the time, I thought that was a really long wait. But since we've gotten out of the military, I realized 3 hours can be normal as a civilian in a regular hospital, too, out here. So we waited, saw the doctor. He got his medication. And as I was in the back of the room, I was going, I was coughing too. The doctor looked at me and he said, Joyce, you need to see the doctor too. I said, can you give me the prescription? He said, no, I really can't. You've got to go through all the paperwork, and you're going to have to go back and sign it again. I thought, no way. I am not going back in there to go sign up and wait another 3 hours to see that doctor. I've got company coming. My husband's graduating. We got movers coming. I can't do this. There's not enough time to take care of me. I learned a big lesson that day, practically that whole weekend. I did make it to the graduation with a handful of cough drops constantly in my mouth. I don't remember anything else except making it to the graduation. Except that by the time they cleared the furniture out of our bedroom, I was laying on the floor on a blanket with a pillow and one over me, and I was sick as a dog. I had this thing too, this bronchitis thing, and I couldn't move. And next thing I knew, I remember waking up in the bed in a hotel room, and I was sitting there coughing again and sick as a dog, and I couldn't do anything about it. Somehow, the rest of the family got everything packed. They enjoyed time with my husband's parents, and I spent the time in the hospital bed, a hotel bed. Gals, don't be silly. Take care of your health. I had another client I worked with quite a few years ago, actually, and I asked her about this. Have you gotten your regular doctor's visits? And she said to me, No, I haven't been to the doctor in 10 years. And so we talked about it. We talked about the fact she was afraid to go to the doctor. We talked about the fact she'd been to a doctor. She talked about the bad experiences she'd had. And I said, but do you know the different kinds of things that doctors can help you with? She was getting on to middle age. I said, the things that they can take care of, that if you take care of them now, won't be a problem later on in life. And it'll give you more time to love your life, enjoy her kids and her grandkids and her husband. Took a long time, probably over a year. Finally, she found a doctor that her insurance would pay for, and her daughter went with her. And then the two of them, after she went to that regular checkup, they went out to lunch. I don't know what it's going to take for you. Often when I have to go to an annual exam at the doctor's office, I'll have my diet soda in the car and a candy bar. If it's in Texas, I have to have the candy bar in a little ice chest, a little lunch bag. But that's kind of my reward for going. I don't like to go to doctors either. And I really don't like my dental appointments either. But keeping good, healthy teeth keeps our bodies healthy. Gives me this smile. And I know some people have lost their teeth already, but you still do the best you can with what you've got. So take care of your health. Get those doctor visits in. Go get those annual exams, whatever it is you need. Whether you need mammogram, you need female exams, whatever it is you need, go get them. Have those regular checkups. Have that regular blood work done. It's worth it. It really is. As my mama, who was that senior triathlete, said, she said, keep getting it fixed, honey. It's worth it. Well, I began to think about that. I've had a lot of surgeries in my life. I've had a lot of things broken. I've had some things fixed that just were not working right. And I'm here to tell you that I'm glad, so glad I have. If I hadn't done those things, I wouldn't have the life I have now with my husband. It's worth it, gals. Go see your doctor. Even now, when we're in the midst of this COVID virus thing going on, worldwide pandemic, you can still go see a doctor, get a doctor's appointment. You don't have to go when you're sick. You can get a well checkup. Check it out. What are you doing? So think about this. How are you going to take care of yourself? First of all, so why are we doing that? If we don't take care of our physical selves, it's really hard to dress to impress because we're not feeling good. So let me go through some things. It's not really about this. It's not really about the shape or the size you're in. You can still look good regardless of your shape or your size. I'm going to talk about some of those things that help you look good. It's more about your attitude, what's in your mind, and your self-acceptance. And things like this little hair right here that's coming across my forehead, this is crazy. But I'm trying to let my bangs grow out, and they just won't stay put even though I got a clip in them. So sometimes, you just got to deal with it, man. People say, oh, I love your curly hair. I go, yeah, I've learned to love it too. But I didn't always love it. I didn't always love the gray color. I thought it would just make me look old. And, maybe it does. Now I get people asking me, can they help me put my heavy groceries in the car? And I say, yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So they don't do it now so much with the pandemic, but I was getting help like that before, and I appreciate it. So let's remember this. First off, we're married to our husbands for life. We want to take care of these bodies that God has given us. Remember, God's given us wisdom. He's given us doctors and abilities and medicine. So many times I have to encourage gals to take the medicine that the doctor has given them. They say, oh, I have this problem or I have that problem. I said, has the doctor given you any medicine? They'll say, yes, but I don't take it. I said, why? Well, I don't think I need it. But you're telling me you've got this problem and this problem, which is what the medicine's supposed to fix, right? I said, yeah. Remember that God is the one who helped us develop the medicines. He gave mankind that ability to develop and come up with those things so that we know what to do to help fix our bodies. I'm not saying take medicine if you don't have to. Remember, healthy eating is a great thing. Getting that exercise in will help you take care of yourself. And it's okay. It's not sinful to take care of yourself. Remember, the Bible tells you to love others, which is what we want to focus on so much. Loving others, giving to our husbands, giving to our kids, giving to our grandkids, giving to a job. Loving others. But then remember the first part, or the second part, as you love yourself. So if you're not taking care of yourself, that's the way you're going to be acting towards someone else. When you feel pretty, or you feel like you've done the best you can with what you've got, you'll act more sweet. You'll be more nice. You'll be more nicer, even. You'll do things that are sweet. You'll smile more. We don't want to be the gal that's in jammies all day or the one that runs to Wally in the middle of the night in their PJs. Um, and you don't give up. Don't give up. Don't act like you don't care. We want this man to love us. Yes, we want him to do things too. In fact, as the gal says, I'm not going to go on a diet unless he stops smoking. I said, really? Your diet depends upon him stopping smoking? Um, Gals, we can't change our husbands. But I can tell you when we take action to change ourselves, so many more times our husbands take action. Even when I decide to dress up for something, my husband will go, oh, okay. And he goes, puts on a nicer shirt or a nicer pair of jeans. It's all just jeans and shirts. But anyway, puts on jeans and a nicer pair of shirts. Nicer. So let's talk about this. 7 tips to look and feel good about yourself. How are we going to do this? First off, cleanliness, gals. Cleanliness. Wash that hair. Uh, I mean, I don't know how often you have to wash it. I know I had that one is going to drive me crazy. Let's see if we put it over there. Nope. Oh, okay. You're gonna have to see one down in my forehead. That's all there is to it. Just going to drive me crazy. So I'm going to ignore it. I hope you can too. So anyway, cleanliness. Brush your teeth. Brush your teeth before you go to bed. Going to bed's a great time to kiss the smooch or snuggle. Brush your teeth. Wash your hair. Now, I know if you've got curly hair like mine, I highly suggest you go to curlygirl.com or go to the Facebook groups on curly girl hair, curly girl, or conditioner only for curly girl hair, and read about that. Now, sometimes with curly girl hair, we're washing our hair too often. But I don't know about your hair, what your hair's like. But keep it clean. Keep it in a style that suits you, that you don't have to do a lot of work with. I used to try to change this stuff. It was blonde for a while. Actually, it used to all be dark, really dark, darker than this up here. But then I went blonde. But that took so much work. And then sometimes I try to just make it be a nice way. And finally I said, forget it. We're gonna go gray and we're just gonna let it curl. And I got a cut to make it curl. I don't know what kind of hair you have. Maybe you have thin hair, maybe you have thick hair, maybe you're losing your hair, I don't know what you have. Maybe you don't like the color. But figure out what's going to be simple and easy for you to take care of, that you feel good about yourself, and keep clean. Now, the reason I talked about curly your hair, because with you got curly hair like this, you don't wash it very often because it really dries it out. So we have to figure out what else to do. Second thing I want you to do in these 10 tips to feel good about yourself and dress to impress. Cleanliness is first. Take a shower, take a bath, shave the legs. Take care of the underarms. Then get clothes that fit you. I don't care what your shape or size is. Get clothes that fit. Make sure the shoulders are up here. Make sure they aren't too tight around the middle. Get a pair of jeans that go over your tummy or your muffin top, whatever you've got. And get clothes that fit. You can shop at a thrift shop if you need to. It doesn't matter. Buy clothes that fit you. Make sure that they aren't pulling and all tight and scrunched up. But when you feel good about how you look, you feel good in your clothes, you'll have a much better attitude and you'll like yourself. And they actually say that when you do that, if you need to learn weight, when you look good and feel good how you look right now, you're more likely to try to lose weight. So dress for yourself. First off, get clothes that fit. Remember, you don't have to have very many clothes. I'm going to share a blog here probably real soon about 10 pieces of a starter wardrobe, 10 pieces for a starter wardrobe. And I'll go ahead and put that link in once I share it. But I want to get that. It doesn't take a lot of clothes. It doesn't take a lot of clothes to feel good and like the way you look. I mean, like the way you look with your shape and body. You may not like the fact because you think you need to lose weight, you need to exercise, whatever. But take care. Then that's the outside. The inside is get undergarments that fit. Yes, most of us wear the wrong bra size. Go to one of the nicer stores, and Dillard's, I think Nordstrom's, big stores like that. Some of the bigger names like that will have a store that will give you a bra fitting. No, you don't have to buy a bra there. Some of the other places will give you a place, or you may be able to find a place online. The one I had was out of business, wasn't working anymore, so I might have to look for it. Get a bra that fits. Get those girls up. Get them in. Get them looking good. It makes a difference. You can lose 10 pounds just with that good bra. Second thing, make sure there's no holey underwear. As my mama used to say, Joyce, wear underwear that if you have an accident and have to go to the emergency room, that you won't be embarrassed for them to see your underwear. I remember that one. No holey underwear. No holey underwear. No saggy, loosey bras. Get ones that fit. Get underwear that fits. Okay? Make sure your clothes fit. Why? Because when you feel good about the way you look, it's surprising how much better your relationship goes with your husband. Because we want to dress to impress him so that he wants to look at us. And why? Maybe not because we look the best like the girl in the world. We're not going to look like the 20-year-old if you're my age. But we do look in a way that impresses our husbands. The fact that we love ourselves, we like ourselves. Remember, this is your best asset. It's right here, the smile. It doesn't really matter what you're doing, like, but the smile is the one that's it. Get colors that work for you. Some colors look good and some don't look good. Go back to that Color Me Beautiful from the 80s. Go back and hunt up the book, gals, if you're young. Go hunt it up. Go look at it. Go find out what works. And then we talked about hair, about getting a haircut that works for you. One that compliments you, one that fits you, one that's easy for you to take care of. And not just a ponytail all the time. Okay, ponytails are great, but you don't need one all the time. Get a haircut that works. And then if you want to wear a little makeup and you like to wear makeup and you feel pretty with makeup on, then put a little on. They aren't being able to, right now. You can't go in and get those free makeup examples in the big department stores, but maybe they'll come back and then you can. But there's also online places to look and figure out how to wear makeup that works. I'm not talking about a lot. I'm talking about a foundation. I've got one that has sunscreen in it now. As your eyebrows start to go, put a little eyebrow stuff in there. A little bit of on the kissy lips. Not so much. I mean, my husband doesn't like it when I pass lipstick to him. Check with your man. Maybe he doesn't like lipstick either. But they'll help keep your lips soft and moisturizer. A little blush to pick up the color. Do you need new glasses? Is it time for those? And then here's a couple other things that are specifically for your man, your husband, the man you love, the man that you want to fall in love all over with you again. And how's the first thing he's going to do that? Because you love yourself. Love your life, love your marriage. Love yourself, love your marriage. Dress up when you're going to go on a date. Some girls say, we can't go on a date. We don't have any money. We don't have any time. We can't find sitters for the kids. We can't this, we can't that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, there's excuses galore. We'll get to that later on dates. But dress up for a home date then. When your guy before he comes in, change the baby shirt. Get out of that PJs finally. I don't care if it's 6 o'clock at night and you finally decide to get dressed. Get dressed. Did you know actually when you get dressed in the morning and wash your face, do something to your hair, little lip gloss if you want, or whatever you do with makeup, or just some sunscreen, you will feel better all day. And when you feel better, you're happier. And when you're happier, your man wants to be with you. It works, gals. A little bit. Oh, here Rhonda says, a little impressing goes a long way to the man that loves you. Not suggesting to do little. Your man can tell if you dress to impress or not. Remembering you are impressing him. So that means giving him what he likes. Now, dress up, even if it's for a date night at home. We've had many date nights at home. And it's just, I make one of our favorite foods. Actually, date night at our house is often pizza, broccoli, and a dessert with our favorite drink and some chocolate. That's a date at home. And dress up. What does that mean? Put on a shirt you like. Put on some jeans that fit. Comb your hair. Wash your face. Add a little deodorant. Brush your teeth. That's all. Remember how you used to do that when you were dating? And you knew you're going to see your guy? And you go, I want, it was just something you did. Do it again. It'll make you feel good and it'll make him feel good. And then here's my tip number 7. When you're going to go to sleep, I want you to feel lovely when you go to sleep and loving. Now, I'm not talking about party clothes. I call those the 5-minute clothes that are for when extra exciting things happen in your bedroom. But I'm talking about when you're going to sleep. Are you the kind of woman that you think he wants to snuggle up to when you're dressed for bed? Interesting, huh? A lot of gals are probably going to get upset with me for saying that, but I suggest you wear something that you feel comfortable in, that you can sleep in, and that is also pleasing to his eye. Now, I'm not talking overtly sexual. I'm talking comfortable and pleasing. If you've got a 20-year-old nightgown, the only thing it's really good for is a rag. I'm just saying.